Before we start, we get a summary of the past 2 games from Desmond, but if you want a summary of the past 2 games, they should be up in the corner. Starting where we last left off, we're evading Vidic and trying to find a new place to settle down. Lost in the Animus in the back of the van, we get a glimpse of Ezio's past, well I guess considering where he left, his future.
How did you find it?
Mario Auditore, let me hear.
The major takeaway is to remember that guy and see the role he plays in the plot.
It is done. The message is delivered. We are gone now from this world. All of us. We can do no more. The rest is up to you, Desmond.
What? Who is Desmond? I don't understand. Please, wait. There's so many questions.
Hey, look at that, we're still in the Vatican. Not only that, we were still talking to Minerva. But what's worrying is that the one thing not as we left is Rodrigo Borgia. And that piece of Eden's staff is still there, but when we try to touch it, it first sinks in the ground and then we follow suit. We don't have to worry about dealing with it alone because Uncle Mario's here.
We sent a single man against an entire army. I was worried.
But look at that, we get our first little bit of climbing and Eagle Eye in one.
You would not believe the things I have seen, Mario.
Then be sure to stay alive that I might hear of them.
I expect opposition.
And I expect the Borgia to mourn the loss of many lives tonight.
We make a pit stop to get ridiculed by some priests and then by Uncle Mario.
Not bad for an old man.
Agreed. You still had some skill.
But of course we don't let him get away with it and mop the floor with these guys. Old Francis best be scared if he tries to raise an army. That was a joke, I'm kidding. I feel like I've already degraded Catholics enough and throughout this entire series, there's only been 2 jokes, so. But look at this. This is the kind of family bonding I want, you know, just jumping along rooftops. Where did he go? We climb up this building to drop off the piece of Eden, but instead we decide to give it to Uncle Mario. Which, speaking of Uncle Mario, I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but where's his torso? Oh, no, maybe it's foreshadowing. Then we're starting it off right with a leap of faith and a foreshadowing for what exactly? I don't remember anything happening to Uncle Mario's torso. But I guess, hey, I mean, point still stands. I guess it sort of work. So, oh yeah, what game are we playing again? I can't remember for some reason. It's, oh my goodness, it's Assassin's Creed Brotherhood! But with that terribly planned bit out the way, we're back in the Villa Auditore. Oh, it's a tad late. Can I say that that title card cannot compare to the last game? And while talking to Uncle Mario of our adventures, we get bombarded with a warm welcome back.
Welcome back, Ezio.
Not just from the cannons. Hey, look at this. It's starting to turn into a family reunion because there's Cloudy, and guess who's coming? Caterina Sforza. But of course you can't be a figurehead for a town, leave for a long time, and then come back and do nothing, so we help first with this lady delivering flowers, another guy ranching a horse, and the last with the cannons. Before we get to actually helping with the cannons, we do a run that's out of date. And don't even worry, I got you covered with some cannon gameplay, one after the other. We're wiping out these groups like it's nobody's business. Test groups, I think I should specify that before I get legal trouble. And hey, Cloudy didn't lie, because here's Caterina Sforza in the flesh. And then there's the rest of the family. Let me tell you a bit about what's going on. We give them a summary of what happened while at the Vatican, which sort of like I'm giving right now. It's when we bring up sparing Rodrigo Borgia that Machiavelli gets upset, but I feel like we should probably forget about that considering we talked to what is actually like a god. But Machiavelli's gotta be wrong, right? Like, what's the worst that can happen because of it? Then Ezio and Caterina get down to it, and that's gonna be all I show. And look at that! Machiavelli must have been wrong, because now it's the next morning and nothing's happened. That's a cannonball! So of course now we gotta go on an Assassin's Creed all over the place. Check that rollout, and the city's not looking its greatest. I can't lie to you. But hey, that music sounds pretty hard. Now, I may not be an architect, but I don't think that tower's supposed to do that. And there's another cannonball coming right towards us.
It's the Borgia.
How did we not see this?
They must have massed to the east during the night. We need to hold them off until the townspeople have escaped.
I will take care of it.
And so like Mario suggested, we'll have to go save the townspeople or at least hold off the Borgia attackers. And what is going on with my game's graphics? So I'm back on architect speak. That looks like a problem and we jump off and get a cool little jump out of it. Then it's parkour. And look at that, we're back on the cannons, but this time not attacking little mini figures of people, instead catapults, which are a much bigger target and I would imagine are a lot easier to hit, but you may be surprised. And now we're off to go clear out this bridge to hold back these guys from killing any more of our guards. Easy as that. The kill certainly got a bit more interesting. Like, that was not necessary, man. That was just uncalled for. And the counters and stuff all look a lot better. I'm just joyed at how we're defending this, wiping out all these Borgia guards, protecting anyone who could get hurt in the way, while watching all these interesting combos and counters, you know? It's getting pretty good. I don't think there would be a single thing that could ruin my mood here. Like, it'd have to be pretty bad. And it works.
I know you're there, Ezio! The Pope told me about you and your little group of assassins. And this! Give me the gun his friend fashioned for us! We've had too much bloodshed. I think the cleansing is in order. So consider this an invitation from my family to yours!
But hey, you just can't keep Ezio down because he's back up and fighting the Borgia. And Claudia gets attacked by this guard and we just don't let that slide. I don't really have much to say here, so I'm just gonna let it play out. And one thing, that guy with the covered eye, keep him in mind.
I thought you had been killed, Sir Ezio.
Not yet.
Where does this passage lead?
To the north, outside the walls.
I am surprised it exists. Let me through. I must go help the troops.
I could not leave without you.
The way out will be dangerous. Protect our mother.
Where is Mario? I thought he would be waiting for us.
The Borgia infantry are circling the town!
Mario is dead. You must leave this place. Take mother to Firenze. Get me a horse!
You are not coming with us. Where are you riding?
To Roma!
As you can see, that clearly did not go too well. To give some context on what's going on, we can't reach Ezio's Apple of Eden memory, so now we gotta go sync up with him. But hey, at least we're at our new safe house, where Desmond starts seeing hallucinations of Ezio. And guess what? We're at the Villa Auditore as well, so it all makes sense. Also, to prepare yourself for what's about to happen, because this is revolutionary.
Follow me.
Real life leap of faith? That's the end of the game. On top of a Desmond leap of faith, we get some Desmond parkour in the sewers. Of course, the only place to do it. And hey, look at this. We're in the Hall of Fame of Assassins, or whatever it's called. We see some silly numbers on the wall, but that'll come in helpful later.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Anything else you two would like? You know, some caviar, perhaps? Maybe you'd like me to knit you a lovely hat. Did you miss me? No? Anyone? Hello? Am I speaking out loud? Hello?
As we get into the Animus, I have to wonder, what is Sean's deal, man? Like, get out of here with that. Anyways, we're wounded, but someone sent for a rescue, so we're at least in Roma now. And with one last thing, Ezio's all suited up, hidden blade robes and all, looking stylish.
Salute. I require medicine.
Let me look. Someone your age cannot recover from a wound like this with medicine.
Ezio just can't stop getting disrespected for his age. Also, this is the first sync point in Leap of Faith, and I'm not sure if I'll show them all here, and I'll probably cut this out if I do, so, This game's about to be short. I know it's shorter than the other, but...
Show him how things operate under the Borgia.
Throughout this, Borgia seems to be like a trigger word for Ezio because he just goes down an insane spiral. I don't think anyone's noted how age apparently makes you violent, but it's clear to see that Ezio that applied to. But anyways, those guards are dealt with and we talk with the old man himself. I say himself as if he's like someone important. He's not. His wife just got hung by the executioner, so now we gotta go kill him. What, was that good?
Requiescat in pace.
I was trying to find a plain white background so I could say how inspiring those words were, but instead I found this guy, so I'm just gonna admire him for a second. We talked to Machiavelli about our time in Rome so far, while conveniently leaving out the part where I got distracted by a seal. He also pays for us to get some new gear, so that's always good. And now we need horses, but the Borgia have forcefully closed all the shops in Roma, and should probably add that big tower as like their guard station. So we make sure we wipe out their guards and their local leader. Look at that guy with the little red cross above him. He doesn't even know what's about to happen. Get ready for this. We throw him right into that scaffolding and throw it on ourselves too, but we can ignore that part. That guy didn't deserve it. But apparently that's not enough for my boy, so I gotta go back and burn the tower. This cinematic, very cool, but you know what's even cooler? After burning these buildings, I don't have to go back to get the viewpoint. It just automatically does it.
It seems the stable is now available.
Which means Ezio doesn't have to put up with walking around the city in his old age. And while riding around in Rome, he nearly says the title of the game, which, like, I mean, he's getting there, alright, but, yeah, our money pouch gets stolen, and we make haste to retrieve it. Then, of course, you know Assassin's Creed, the side character has to make some snarky remark. We went to meet up with one of our contacts in Rome, but he seems to be in a sticky situation with the Borgia guards. And while I'm trying to help him out, Machiavelli absolutely disrespects me. There wasn't even, like, anyone there for him to hit on that horse. But either way, the contact's safe, but we gotta go stop the Borgia courier. We then leave the Animus, then I wish I could stop my past self from doing what I'm about to do.
Hey, what's the matter you, Altair?
That's racist.
You're racist.
Really? This is what you guys are doing?
Oh no, God forbid I take a break. I've only spent the past 3 fucking weeks inside that machine.
No, you're right. Let's all just screw around while the world falls to pieces.
Hey, this isn't easy, you know.
Right, like we're all on vacation out here?
Enough! Look, everyone's under a lot of pressure, but we're the only ones who can stop Abstergo, so we need to keep it together.
She's right. We need to be a hive mind, people.
Anybody up for some reconciliatory yoga? Anyone?
Very funny, guy.
I thought that scene was bad enough, but Sean just had to make it worse. And I hate to say it, because Sean gets so much better in the third game. I love him there. Well, I say third game. I meant Assassin's Creed 3. Oh yeah, but back on track, we get surrounded by the followers of Romulus who plan an attack on us. Which, can I say, stood absolutely no chance. Like, for people that claim to be the followers of the son of Rome, I mean, they don't quite show the spirit. Having the floor mopped with you by some random Florentine has to be something. It seems Ezio went from giving skulls a good time to kicking their door in rather quickly, so I think we missed something. Now, I'm not gonna waste much time here or any of the layers of Romulus, but I'll give you a quick summary. First of all, we fill this with water, then the floor drops in. And now that we've got all that ground out the way, we can progress further in the layer. And to do so, of course, we had a sick leap of faith into the water, which these guys just somehow don't really mind. But we do get a pretty 6 years of parkour going with a little spin lamp thing. Why'd I call it that? I figured I would just give a brief overview of this room filled with oil on fire. That fella just got absolutely ruined. And there it is, keenly waiting for us, the Scroll of Romulus. Spoiler, but collecting all these gives us some cool armor. And we're out. And there's Machiavelli waiting on the other side, very suspicious. But all we talk about is how the followers of Romulus are probably working for the Borgia. Hey, here's a little secret tunnel that helps us fast travel, that's about it. And maybe not the man himself, but there's Bartolomeo's cousin, so I mean, it's close enough. Anyways, all it is plans of taking out the Borgia and making alliances with the guilds, yada yada. But this I probably will keep in because it looks sick, even more so than the eagle dive. And guess what we get in the middle of this? An eagle dive. Even better, a 2-for-1 synchronization done automatically. It's perfect. And if that wasn't enough for you, check this out. We get a few different views before we land in the hay bale. We go to the brothel looking for the owner for an alliance, but it turns out she's been kidnapped by a couple of bandits. And so when we go there to pay the ransom, they don't respond very well and instead kill her, which is rather unfortunate, but don't worry, we return the favor.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, look at that, our mother and sister here, and apparently Claudia plans on taking over the brothel, so, Ezio isn't happy with that. But don't worry, he agrees and pays for the renovations of the whole place. And I'm not sure if this is taking a long or a short time, but I'm not a brothel architect, let alone any architect. I feel like we established this earlier. Then we take a peek in and have them look for Caterina Sforza while we go for other allies. Then we enter a mission series centered around Cristina Vespucci, who was Ezio's first love interest in the last game. And gonna be honest with you, I think Ezio's got some on-point flirting skills.
What?
What?
Why are you just standing there?
Oh, because I wanted to ask you something. Which is... What's your name?
Not one you'll ever need to make use of.
Aspetta, I wasn't ready. I was planning on being really charming and funny. And I just have a second chance. Ah, well.
Then we go save her from Vieri to Pazzi, and don't worry, we do so plenty well.
You will pay for interfering. Your whole family will.
Thank you. That was very kind of you.
Are you all right?
I am now. You asked for my name earlier. It's Cristina.
Piacere, Cristina. I'm Ezio.
Well, Ezio. Looks like you got yourself a second chance.
Whoa, let's go, big win for Ezio! Though maybe following her around the town was a bit odd. Back in the time of current Ezio, we get a nice air assassination of this guard leader. Then we just sort of walk past the rest of the guards because they're too afraid of our smoke. Then guess what? We go up there and we burn their tower. Let's go, baby. They thought they could just shoot up our homestead, but no, we make sure that they won't forget us. Well, I guess until they're dead. I mean, I don't really know if they will remember us or not. It's sort of an odd thing there. But that aside, sick jump, Ezio. And hey, look at who we meet, Copernicus, who we have to protect from some Borgia guards.
Oh, and now I've killed some.
We talked to him about his allegiance, which is apparently not to the Vatican, which is odd considering he works there, but he's since betrayed them. Or more the other way around, I guess. No, we escort him back to his home, and pretty much all the rest of the missions are going to be helping other scientists. No, I don't want to be too repetitive with these guard towers, but I feel like I need to show this because it really highlights the nature of man, our relentlessness with that guard flopping around after his death, and our persistence on carrying that guy to the scaffolding just so we can throw him in. And I guess for your troubles, I'll throw in the cinematic. Fine, alright, I know. It's getting a bit boring, even though I've only done 2. I feel like I gotta distance myself from this. It's a bad habit with the leaps of faith. It carries over, man. And hey, look at that. We go to visit Bartolomeo, and he's looking for a woman's name that he says is wife, and it's an actual person and not a sword. It's crazy. This is character development right here. His wife also lets us know that he needs assistance with his fight with the French, so we go to do that. Now, I know what I said about repetitiveness, and I meant it, but I'm sorry. This is part of the mission. It's necessary. I gotta show it. So, while we're here, we can watch this cool scene, you know? I mean, sit back, relax, enjoy it. But hey, we're back, and long story short, we got another alliance secured. But I don't know, I feel like Alliance is fairly generous considering we paid for the entire renovation of their place, and then we also have to pay for their use, but you know, just keep it on the downloads in Alliance. Now I'm providing you a quick break from the story for an assassination mission. Now, it's still a break from the main story, but not the story as a whole, because we're helping Copernicus again. We're delivering letters and messages to scientists around Roma, all in the effort to spite the Borgia, which is always welcome. Bro, I promise I meant it, but check this out. Alright, that's all I needed you to see. And hey, we've got another letter from Copernicus to deliver, which goes pretty well, except for the fact that the person we gave it to got shot. But don't worry, even though he's dead, we also make sure that these guards follow suit. Cleaning up the streets is a day's work well done. Listen, it's not my fault I'm getting all these good assassinations on Borgia Bureau leaders. Like, seriously, I'm sorry, alright? I don't mean it. Hey, but here's something different. We got ourselves a scroll of Romulus. And hey, guess what, fellas? There's another side character from the second game, or first game, or whatever you want to call it. But either way, it's La Volpe, and we're here to befriend the Thieves Guild. And his whole shtick right now is that he thinks Machiavelli is a traitor, but we'll find that out. We look on Machiavelli making some interesting arrangements with the Borgia guards, and then our thieves attack, which doesn't go too well, and this guy gets seriously injured. And so we help him out, bring him to his father in La Volpe, in which after we need to clear our wanted level. After that, we walk up to him and go all, oh, hey, La Volpe, it's not what it seems. Machiavelli's really a good guy. You gotta believe me here, but, you know, I'm not sure if that's the most true statement. And then he was all like, hey, you know, you can repay me and make me trust Machiavelli by rebuilding my entire inn. Like, I mean, I don't know if that's entirely fair, but sure. Then once we enter in, we're given a tour and secured the alliance, and also we make sure La Volpe keeps an eye on the Apple and Cesare Borgia. And I realized that Borgia is not the right way to say it, I don't think. I think it's Borgia, but, like, I'm gonna keep doing it. And when we go to confront confront Machiavelli. It turns out he was making a deal with them so that we could get closer to Borgia, so, I don't really know what's going on here. Maybe he's not the traitor, we'll find out. Then we talk to our fellas and they tell us everything they know pertaining to what we asked of them, and that's about this section 8, you know, we're ready to go after Cesare. Then while going after the Borgias, we find out that Caterina Sforza has been captured by him. Well, we already knew that, but now we're going to save her. So now we go to clear out the first little basin of defense in the castle. Then we listen in on Cesare talking to his advisors and contacts, which gives us a really good idea of who we're about to kill. After hearing some of the terrible things he said, it's shocking to find out he kisses his sister with that mouth. Then we find out Lucrezia isn't too happy with other women in the palace, and now she has the key, so let's go get that. Then we sneak in and take out the guards protecting Caterina. I think I need to work on my word choice because they're not really protecting her. Then Caterina Sforza tells us where Lucrezia stays, and so we're off to get the key. We listen in and hear her talking to a man she's having an affair with. Then we barge in and ruin everybody's fun. But Lucrezia doesn't come down that easily and turns tail. And first we gotta deal with the guards, which we do fairly easily. After we get back with Lucrezia, she replaces Caterina in the cell.
Don't you dare.
With that out the way, we take out a guard from the hay bale, and we're out of the castle. And as we ride away, Ezio turns back to hold off the guards. And then explosions start going off in the castle, so they all retreat. Then when we get back, we find out that the doctor's working on fixing Caterina's leg, and we talk to La Volpe and Machiavelli. Then we head out with Machiavelli to discuss our plans and recruiting the people to fight against the Borgia, which means we're returning to roots once again, and we're back with the saving citizens thing, starting with this lucky lady. But instead of joining as a group of priests or people to hold back guards, she instead becomes an assassin herself. Then we do the same for this guy, fight off the guards, and he joins. Hey look, it's our boy Copernico again, and he needs us to investigate some guy called the Master of the Sacred Palace. And apparently our suspicions were right, because this is our guy, he definitely wants to kill Copernicus. So we're starting to make swift work of some of his guards around the city, which didn't really put up any much of a fight, but then we move on to saving some more civilians.
The liberation of Roma has begun.
I realized I didn't show that voice line last time, and that's said every time, so I guess you should probably know that or something.
No, pull out your sword. There we go. Now we can.
Alright, I know what I said about repetitiveness, so we won't do this one. Hey, and now we're on to a bunch of main story assassination missions, so let's go.
Kill him! Yeah!
Requiescat in pace.
Next, it's some guy that took this kid's mom and threatened to take him too.
Okay, well that was quick.
Requiescat in pace.
I must say, Ezio isn't really providing us much here. There's nothing I can take from that. We told Machiavelli that they are trying to kill him, so now we gotta go take out the assassin.
Or wait, was it not?
Silencing the truth will not stop its spread.
People are lazy. They will believe what we tell them to believe. I have sent my best man to find Copernico. You are already too late.
Requiescat in pace.
Except we aren't, as we take out Niccolo's assailants with relative ease. Then we have our final talk with him as he shows us a marvel in the sky.
Ezio, over here.
Boy, I sure do wonder who that mysterious voice was. Except I don't, because he's right here. And guess what, guys? Leonardo's back. Let's go! Best character!
Leonardo.
I knew you were behind the break-in at Sant'Angelo. It is good to see you, friend.
Come here.
But he tells us he's been forced into work by the Borgia and has now been making them war machines, which we also have to go destroy. But on the other note, we can buy some upgrades from him, so that's good. In order to destroy these inventions, we have to first kill the Overseer and retrieve his papers. Oh, so that looked pretty cool. And with him dealt with, we're off to destroy the machine gun. So first we burn the blueprint so they can't make more. And then in order to rid of the machine, we light some explosives behind the cart carrying it, but it's revealed that there's another one that we have to go catch. And so we do exactly that. We hop onto their cart and take out the guards.
Okay, that was needless.
And now we get to use the machine gun, which is very fun and effective. Originally, I was doubting it, but no longer. And now it is time to finally destroy the cart, so we set it up, ride off on the horse, and then we shoot it. Now for the next overseer, who's apparently a farmer. And now we're off for the destruction of the bomber. And before we get on to doing anything, we have to wail on this architect. Then we continue even in the cutscene, but we find out that it's on the tower. Blueprints have been burned.
Everyone who piloted one died. Several even exploded. But we know this one works.
With that out of the way, it's time to fly and destroy the construction sections. Now we gotta go destroy the carts that are carrying all the supplies and sorts for making more of these. One from each of the towers that we destroyed, and then we also gotta take out this messenger on the horse.
Addio, amigo.
After that, we talk to Leonardo and wait a few days for him to come back with our dual hidden blade. We're just sort of sitting on this bench for a while.
I can kill double the guards.
Then we head back to the assassin hideout to talk about our plans to go the French general and some guy called the banker who supplies Cesare with money. Which, lucky for us, each one of our allies has something to help with. If you think being friend zone is bad, then you clearly haven't been alliance zone, which Ezio has been by Caterina this entire game.
And await the restoration of my lands.
I wish you would stay.
You are the leader of the assassins now. Unite them, Ezio Auditore, and take back Roma. Vittoria agli assassini!
Vittoria agli assassini.
We take a break to get another scrawl of Romulus. Also, apologies for how nasally my voice sounds. Then we have another Christina mission where we have to relocate the bodies of our dead family members. Yeah, I mean, they're thinking here, this is kind of dark, all things considered. Like, you have to carry them each one by one up and down the stairs to the boat. Like, jeez.
I have to leave the city. Christina, I want you to come with me.
I want to. But I can't. My family.
So we'll always be together, Christina.
It's you.
So I would like to know why they made this relationship absolutely unimportant. Like, seriously, we're just supposed to have some descendant of Nicola Polo be Desmond's ancestor? We do not talk about the tank. Nothing good came from it. This guy is some senator with a connection to the banker, so we're gonna follow on his trail to him. But first we had to save the guy. Now that we have his trust, this should be fairly easy. Then we bring him to someplace safe and help him pay off his debts. Then we escort him to the place where they're collecting the money. Ezio kills the guy counting the money and takes his place.
Everything going well in there? We have to go, Luigi, or we'll be late.
Everything reminds me of Uncle Mario, even this guard's name. Then we play a little session of hot and cold with the guards. And now we've arrived at the banker's location, but they do now know that we're not the real Luigi, which we could have passed off. Apparently these fellas know him so well, but don't know his voice. The banker is apparently in a party filled with naked people, which if that was anyone with power outside of Renaissance Italy, would probably be a scandal. That's the banker in the back, and our courtesans steal the money back. Apparently as well, Cesare and Rodrigo are here, which this scandal is getting so much worse. Then Cesare gives a speech, he and the Pope have a dispute, and the banker reveals that he knows that we stole the money. So with that in mind, we make sure to deal with the banker so nothing bad happens.
The things I have felt, seen, and tasted, I do not regret a moment of it.
A man of power must be contemptuous of delicacies.
But I gave the people what they wanted.
And now you pay for it. Il piacere immeritato si consuma da sé. Requiescat in pace.
Apparently it's too late though because the brothel's been attacked and we're worried for Claudia's safety. But maybe we're not too late because we stumble in to find a curious sight with Claudia holding a knife standing over 4 Templar bodies. And apparently this is the part where the siblings learn to not hate each other or something. Now we see this lady standing on the edge of a building because her son was turned into a murderer who pushes people off of him. So now of course we go and put him down.
Requiescat in pace.
You're telling me that Ezio really has nothing else to say. Like, Altair gave a killer line each time he had a memory corridor thing, so what was that? Oh yeah, that sequence right there was us killing the Overseer, and now we're going to take out the naval cannon in Napoli. So of course we start with threatening an architect, and apparently he's more than willing to help. So we help him through a few doors by taking out guards and lifting these. After we get him, we clear out the way for ourselves by getting a couple of double assassinations, and there's the machine right there. But of course, you know how this goes, so first we gotta burn the blueprint, and after that we free the bow and take control of it. Seems like jumping onto the vehicle seems to be our specialty, which we sort of failed here, but hey, it still counts. Yo, I think I mixed up some of the footage. I think I actually put in Black Flag here. But anyways, we get a nice scene of all the ships burning. Then we spell the downfall for Da Vinci's final war machine. Then we sit down and have a talk with Da Vinci, discussing our final work and buying the rest of the upgrades. He also gives us parachutes, which I mean, falling from all these buildings, we sort of need it. Hey, look at that, another Christina sequence. This time we have to beat off some thugs who are extorting her husband, well, to-be husband. Then we ensure that he will treat her well. After that, we mad disrespect him. Ezio really has no cool. Then Ezio just sort of leaves her like, bro needs to chill out. Now we have another side Templar assassination mission. This time some corrupt racer beat this guy's stall down. And now we get to test our parachute as we jump off this building and slowly glide towards him, which we don't get anywhere near him, but hey, we tried. But either way, we got him eventually.
Requiescat in pace.
And here's another one. This guy got kicked out and his wife's been kidnapped in this one place by some shooter, which Ezio vastly seems to underestimate. Then this guy rushes in, which of course doesn't go well. But after a decent chase, we get him. Oh, so look at this guy's funky glasses.
Requiescat in pace.
But how did that work?
Then we use the lift to absolutely mad disrespect this guy. Like, seriously, he just got thrown off. And now we're back with Bartolomeo, whose barracks get attacked by the French. And so after fighting some of them off, we closed off the gates surrounding the barracks. And here's the French general, the Baron de Valois, who after being insulted by Bartolomeo reveals that he has his wife.
I believe another lady might object to that.
Mio marito vi ammazzerà tutti.
I'll kill you for tutto francese!
And we had to get her back, but that would be impossible with a normal attack, so we have to plan something sneaky. Back with another side Templar assassination. This time it's this lady's husband who's turned evil and has taken over the town with his propaganda signs. So first we go around taking those down to lure him out. Then we absolutely chop this guy in the neck.
Requiescat in pace.
Then after that, we humiliate the Templar bureau leader here. We stop back in with Bartolomeo to discuss our plans as dressing as French soldiers. But first we gotta kill him, but I'm not showing much of that because it was just me sending my assassin recruits after them. Then we're all dressed up, but we reveal to Bartolomeo that he won't be wearing the suit and instead will be our capture. So we go through clearing the path for our boys. Then once we get there, I realize I may have swapped the footage again because now our dude's speaking French and this is not Assassin's Creed Unity. Then after we get in, Bartolomeo insults him again and his wife gets threatened, so we have to save them. We sneak up on this guard, then we run up and get that flag, which I realize I haven't shown you any of these, but that's for good reason. And now it's time to finally go kill him.
I only wanted respect.
Respect is earned, not inherited or purchased.
Perhaps you are right. I need more time.
Che tu sia pari nella morte. Requiescat in pace.
See, like, we need more of that, because that quote went hard. But with that said, we free his wife, and we're off. Hey, look at that, another Templar kill. This time it's a corrupt priest. Once again, he gets easily dealt with.
Bam!
Requiescat in pace.
Apparently now when we talk with Leonardo, he gossips with us or something. Hey, check that out. That's another scroll of Romulus. And hey, we just can't get away from Templar assassinations. This time, it's some lady that killed this dude's wife and destroyed their stall. So we do the same, but minus the stall part.
Requiescat in pace.
Now it's time to discuss with Volpe getting the key into the Castello, which we gotta go take a trip to Lucrezia's lover. But first, we find out that we're being attacked. So before reaching any progress to Pietro, we first have to fight off these guys. Which I don't get why they think it's a good idea to attack us in the first place. We talk to a few fellas and find out that Pietro is an actor, that Micheletto is trying to kill him, as well as the location of Micheletto, so we're gonna have to follow him to Pietro. Then La Volpe threatens Ezio if he doesn't get rid of Machiavelli. Well, doesn't threaten him, but threatens to kill Machiavelli himself. We see him and Cesare at the gate of the city, which I realize we see the Borgia so much, why don't we just go and kill him, man? There's only like 4 guards here. But anyways, they're killing this advisor that apparently betrayed them, and now we're going after the guy with the rope, which we follow him all the way to the Colosseum where Pietro is performing. And there's Pietro up on the cross. I don't know if this is supposed to like represent his role or something, but you know. So first we take out some of these fellas guarding it, making sure that the plot goes down. Ezio decides in the middle of this mission to play dress up as a Roman guard. Now it's time to walk up to the stage and kill Micheletto.
You cannot save Pietro. The wine he drank was poisoned. As I promised Cesare, I made doubly sure. I am not yet dead. I did not come here to kill you. He who is the cause of someone else becoming powerful is the agent of his own destruction.
Ezio seriously needs to stop this. There's no reason to spare that guy. He's literally a mass murderer working for Cesare Borgia. But with that out of the way, it's time to save our Lord and Savior by bringing him to a doctor.
He has been poisoned. That pallor. Cantarella. Drink this.
Then when he's back in good health, we take the key from him. Oh, so wait a minute, who is that guy? He looks sort of familiar. And that's right, I told you to remember him. He's back. He's the traitor. With that in mind, we go chase him down to find proof.
Why did you run? You are the traitor, not Machiavelli. Long live the Borgia! Merda.
And now back to this, we have to go stop La Volpe before he kills Machiavelli, and we supply him with the letter as proof. Then we all lived happily ever after. Then we get back to the hideout and finally decide to initiate Claudia, which I gotta say, this is a much reformed place of initiation and initiation itself than what we got. But anyways, we go through the traditional things like the catchphrase of the assassins, nothing is true, everything is permitted, we gotta hear all that. And then Claudia comes around and gets her finger burnt or whatever, I don't know, it's like a branding. And now on top of that, we get promoted to the mentor of the Brotherhood, which is Big W, and we and Machiavelli start to get along more, and he finally sees what we're thinking.
You have led the charge against the Templars and rebuilt this Brotherhood. Now we must put Ezio where he belongs, at the head of the assassins.
But other men blindly follow the truth. Remember, nothing is true. Where other men are limited by morality and law, remember, everything is permitted.
At the end, Claudia does her leap of faith to initiate. Then we stand back and talk to Machiavelli about his sudden change of heart. Then right before we do a cutscene leap of faith, we get hit with this line.
Good advice.
I intend to write a book about you one day.
If you do, make it short.
Now it's time for our final Christina memory. We're back in Venice. This time we pull her aside, pretending to be her husband. Also, can I say there's the entire missions about beating up cheaters? Like, what is this? This is a sudden change of character. Like, this is going oddly against the second game. Anyways, Christina finds out it's us and not her husband, and then wants rid of us. So I'm after all of that. We oblige. And here's one of the final scrolls of Romulus. And now we're on to the actual last one.
Did you see that white knight?
This time it's a little bit different, as now we have a target, which is some priest in the Vaticano. This time I don't think I mixed up the footage, but this is very much like Assassin's Creed 1, blending in with priests since our foundation. Today we find proof of the church's affiliation with the followers of Romulus.
Assassino! You will not get me!
So we make sure to prove him wrong by engaging in this great parkour sequence. He may be fast and sneaky, but we can swing on lanterns. But after the chase, we hunt him down and find him, lock him in the room.
What a fool! You wage war against the very instrument that prevents the people from overthrowing order.
Your order. It's no order at all.
We decide to put the cardinal down easy with a gunshot. And now with the key, this window calls us to jump out of it. Which, trust me, you do not have to ask Ezio twice. Even if the fall seems certainly unlivable. Now look at that, the actual final scroll of Romulus.
There he goes again.
And with all those collected, it's time to finally put on the armor of Brutus. Now, if I must say, Ezio's looking pretty kitted out, and it's time to go take out the Borgia.
What has happened here?
I do not know what you mean.
My funds, my troops, gone!
Financial difficulties strike all of us, even those with an army.
You intend to give me money?
No, I do not.
Then I will use the Peace of Eden to get what I want. Your help is not necessary.
That has been made abundantly clear to me. Are you aware that the Baron de Valois is dead?
No. Did you?
What reason could I possibly have to kill him? Was he plotting against me with my brilliant, traitorous Captain General?
I do not have to stand for this.
The assassins murdered him.
But why did you not stop them?
As if I could. It was not my decision to attack Monteriggione. It was yours! It is high time you took responsibilities for your actions.
My accomplishments! Despite the constant interference of failures like you!
You are not going anywhere. I have the Peace of Eden.
Get out of my way, old man.
I gave you everything, and yet it's never enough.
Cesare! He intends to poison you!
You would not listen to reason.
Father, do you not see? I control all of this. If I want to live, I live. If I want to take, I take. If I want you to die, you die! Where is the Peace of Eden?
Stop! I know where it is!
And you did not tell me he had taken it?
Cesare, it's me, your queen.
You are my sister, nothing more. Where is it?
You never loved me?
Where is the apple? Tell me! Tell me!
So I felt like I had to leave that scene untouched. It's just something else. But now with the Pope gone, it's time to stop Cesare and get the apple back, which Lucrezia helps us with. As we're running to the exit, we bump into Cesare, who, as he realizes who we are, shuts us out. Which, I mean, if we just moved a bit quicker, would have made our job so much easier. Anyways, we head to the location of the apple before Cesare reaches there. But he wasn't too far behind, and now we have to fight off the guards. Well, I say fight off the guards, it's more like them fighting themselves with the apple. Like, this thing goes crazy. But we return with what we know and discuss our final plan for taking out Cesare and his army. And that mostly includes stalking him to wherever he ends up. So as he's trying to alert his guards, we make sure we take them out. Next, we get a tip from Lucrezia. Here we find out that the church has also betrayed Cesare. So we show up and get guards called on us once more, but we deal with that. And the final tip we receive is from Bartolomeo, saying that they're gathering near the front gate.
All of Italia shall be united, and you will rule beside me.
Come to watch my triumph. Soon Micheletto and his army will arrive, but you shall be dead before then.
Insieme per la vittoria! Vittoria agli assassini!
So same as the other times, we take out his army with the apple, but there's one key difference this time.
Throw down your arms, Cesare Borgia.
Micheletto's troops mass behind me. We will take back my city once and for all.
This is not your city anymore.
By order of Pope Julius II, I arrest you, Cesare Borgia, for the crimes of murder, betrayal, and incest.
No! 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 This is not how it ends! Chains will not hold me! I will not die by the hand of man!
That quote worries Ezio, so he talks to Leonardo about it. Ezio then uses the apple to see if his concerns are correct, and they are. So now that means off to stop Cesare once again. Now it's time to go back once more to the beginning of the game.
How did you find me?
The apple you stole from Mario Auditore, let me hear.
Kill him! Kill the assassin! Tear the maldito bastardo to pieces!
We interrupt this moment with a cannonball. The wrong footage joke is getting out of hand, but like the end of Red Dead 2. Cesare has his guards kill this innocent lady. After climbing this tower that was on fire, it starts to fall down, so Ezio makes a leap for a hay bale. Leap of faith, you know, the thing, yeah. So after fighting off an army, we're finally about to get to Cesare.
Cesare! The walls surround you. There is nowhere to run.
Come then, Ezio!
And now that we've reached here, it's time to take out a whole army just like the first game again. So after we take out his first legion or whatever you would call it, we go after him now, which is accomplished by just going at it on him. But eventually we hit him hard enough that it turns into a cutscene where after we go and pierce his armor off. But unfortunately that didn't quite do it, so now we're back to fighting more guards. The combos are looking great here as we mop the floor with these fellas. And eventually, once again, the last man in one of these groups passes, and now we're back to knocking off more armor. I realized how long this section is going to be, but oh well. And now we go and we don't even have to fight his guards off before we can go do this again. Now with the last of his main armor gone, we go to fight off the rest of his guards as well, which we wipe them all out in just like one combo with a few counters mixed in. I think Ezio might be a little too powerful, like geez. I thought this ending was supposed to be a bit hard, you know, we're fighting the guy that we've been leading up to this entire time, and then we finally actually get him.
The throne was mine.
Wanting something does not make it your right.
What do you know?
That a true leader empowers the people he rules.
I will lead mankind into a new world.
Che nessuno ricordi il tuo nome. Requiescat in pace.
You cannot kill me. No man can murder me!
Then I leave you in the hands of fate.
The throne was mine. What do you know? I will lead mankind into a new world. You cannot kill me. No man can murder me!
And now with the memory containing the piece of Eden, we're off to go retrieve it. On our way back, we decipher that triangle and those silly numbers to be 72, which just represents God and a bunch of other dates. And with all of that, we make it to the Colosseum, where we get some Desmond parkouring as Sean spews facts about the Colosseum and gladiators. Also, Desmond sees some more hallucinations. And guess what, fellas? Right around this corner is another Desmond leap of faith in the real world. Still something revolutionary to behold. And on our way there, we find another Isu being summoned, and so we listen to its dialogue while we go around pushing buttons to open the gate. It's pretty much just more explanation of the disaster that happened before, as well as just facts about the Isu. Eventually, we make it in the church and activate this pedestal, which then lowers us into the ground. We follow it the whole way down, and we eventually end up in a room with some odd platforms that rise out of the ground.
Do you think it speaks English?
Just say it.
Okay. 72.
After you, I think.
As Desmond looks upon the center tower in this room, we can see Ezio going up to place the apple on the stool. And so we activate the stairs leading up to it. And as we were walking up to the apple, it activates. It shows a bunch of symbols that have been shown in the past 2 games, primarily from glyphs left by Subject 16. Now when we go to reach for the apple, time freezes.
What's happening? I can't move.
Your DNA communes with the apple. You have activated it.
Let me go.
On the 72nd day before the moment of awakening, you, birthed from our loins and the loins of our enemies, the end and the beginning, whom we abhor and honor, the final journey commences. There is one who would accompany you through the gate. She lies not within our sight. The cross darkens the horizon.
What are you doing?
The path must be opened. You cannot escape your part in this. The scales shall be balanced.
Stop, please.
You know very little. We must guide you. Cease your struggle.
No.
It is done. The way lies all before you. Only she remains to be found. Awaken the 6th. Go. Alone!
Howdy fellas, that's the game and video done. Hope you enjoyed. Revelation should be coming soon enough, and have a nice day.